Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Hey guys, Dr. Matt here, back again for another Wellness Wednesday March Madness edition. We are down to the final four here, looking at our different therapies for low back pain. So let me just show you who the contestants are to remind you. In the East region, we have stretching versus exercise, and then we'll swing over to the West. We have spinal manipulation versus cognitive behavioral therapy. So today, we're going to start with our East region. All right, so this is a great matchup. As we've kind of already discussed, stretching exercise. They're cheap, they're easy, you don't need anybody, so it's very accessible to everybody, to anyone. They both can get the spine moving, so both fantastic therapies for the low back. So what I kind of did for this final four to help make some of these decisions between these therapies of which would move on to the championship is I looked at the literature, the research out there for these different therapies. So as I researched stretching and exercise, I was able to find good research. I tried to keep it within the past 4 years, so I kind of made 2015 my cutoff line. As trying to look for systematic reviews or meta-analysis, articles that kind of take all the literature, recent literature that's out there, put it together, and try to give you the general consensus that is out there. So starting with stretching, I was able to find some articles, but the interesting thing is a lot of them consist of programs that already involve stretching and exercise to produce positive outcomes in low back pain, but rarely was stretching research just by itself. Is almost always combined with some kind of form of exercise program. And looking for the research in exercise, lots of great stuff. Physician-guided exercise programs really showed positive outcomes for chronic low back pain, acute low back pain, but really strong in preventing the low back pain. So as great as both these therapies are, exercise definitely gets the nod because many of the programs already consisted of stretching and exercise. So exercise moves on to the final showdown. All right, so now we move on to the West region. And this is a big showdown. Two fantastic therapies between spinal manipulation and cognitive behavioral therapy, equivalent to Duke versus UNC. Go Duke. So again, I researched the literature looking at about no later than 2015, so we're wanting really recent stuff here, and I found strong supporting research for both therapies. Cognitive behavioral therapy, found some great systematic reviews, meta-analysis that showed moderate improved outcomes, especially for over long term for chronic low back pain. I mean, even a couple of years down the road, patients were still showing positive outcomes in their low back pain through the use of cognitive behavioral therapy. So I thought that was pretty neat and unique to that therapy. Spinal manipulation found, again, systematic reviews, meta-analysis showing that the use of spinal manipulation in chronic low back pain patients was able to produce improved outcomes through function, mobility, and overall mood improvement. So both of them very strong in the chronic low back realm. So then I had to think, well, should I compare the costs? It's kind of tough because can be very subjective, kind of relative to maybe where you're at or where you're getting the care from. So then I had to look at the research a little differently, and the deciding factor came down to what's happening with acute pain. You go out, you slip, and you fall right now on that slippery ice, hurt your low back. Which of these is going to be most helpful to you at that time? And really, I could not find much in the cognitive behavioral therapy realm for acute low back pain, but spinal manipulation, several articles out there showing the practicality of using it and its ability to improve function and reduce pain for acute low back patients. So it was a close one, last second buzzer, 3-pointer, but it goes to spinal manipulation. They move on to the championship realm. So next week we will have spinal manipulation versus exercise. Please stay tuned with us next Wednesday to see who your champion is. If you want any references or citations to these articles, let us know. We'll be happy to send those to you. Remember, we are here to help you feel better, move better, be a better you. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next time.